Hello, my gorgeous makeup loving friends. It's an XX Revolution video. Oh, I know, because there's such a lack of those on the internet. But I am in on it. I was like, well, if you guys go and do it, I'm going to do it too. But I had problems, so it's a whole thing. My XX Revolution order finally arrived yesterday. I've already obviously had a video up by now using the XXtravaganza palette, but I ordered that via Boots. This was from Revolution's own site that I ordered all of these things. So I got the mystery bag as well. So I'm going to be looking at that as part of this video as well. But I have quite a few products to look at. I have highlight, I have the glowy foundation, I have concealer, I have obviously the eyeshadow quad, I have the Duochrome eyeliner, and what else do I have? Oh, the setting spray. So if that is something that you are interested in seeing me using these, what I think of them, having a general chit chat, then this is the video for you. Hurrah! Rude. Just had a cat launching itself at me. Which one are you? This is Louie. She generally disapproves of everything I do, don't you, Baba? Look at her. She's like, what is going on? Yeah. So if you want to see me playing with this makeup, unfortunately the cats don't feature in the rest of the video. Okay, but yeah, this is this is a video for you, so do please keep on watching. So I have quite a few things here from XX Revolution, as I probably said in the intro, but I filmed the intro after, so it's the whole thing. I have a cat who's just, well, I have 3 cats here, and they're all being a bit weird, but one in particular is like, I don't want to be here when you're doing this. But anyways, that's completely off the point. I've obviously already filmed with the XXtravaganza. I used one of the foundations, and I used like the setting powder and the concealer. I got those orders from Boots, in addition to the XXperiment and the XXclusive. So the XXclusive is the purple quad, and then the XXperiment is the blue quad, and I will use them again another day. But my XX Revolution thing in all actually came yesterday, and because I'm lazy, I'm just filming with it now. So some of the things that I got included the XXtortion quad, and I know when I filmed with the XXtravaganza I went for a green eyeshadow look, but I want to go for it again because this is the green quad. I'm just opening it now because I'm apparently that person. I'm really hoping it hasn't arrived damaged, because my XXperiment actually arrived damaged from Boots, and they were so good about like replacing it ASAP. I was really impressed. So far so good. I don't see any shadow has escaped, so oh no, darn. Yeah, it has arrived shattered. No bueno, no bueno. So I had hoped to film with that. I'm gonna have to contact them and be like, Saz guys is broke. I don't know what it is. This seems to be a general problem with them, so I would kind of have the caveat of that. I got quite a few of the the distortion liners. I'd ordered 4, but 3 came. 1 was missing. Had to contact them about that. I got a highlighter. I got the Glow Skin foundation. I got 2 of the Duochrome shadows, and I got the blush palette. And of course there was the mystery bag. I'm waiting, excuse me, to open it. So let's have a little look. So they put in the golden bar. If you know me, you will know this is not my jam. I will gift this to a friend. It's very neutral, not my kind of thing, but you know, it's free, so it's nice. Face brush, will happily use that. That is my kind of thing. There is the Revolution, what is it? Jelly highlighter. I'm never 100% certain on those, so I don't know what I'll do with that. And, oh sorry, there's another thing as well. There is a Revolution lipstick, and it's in a sort of an orangey colour, so that's quite nice, you know, why not? And finally there is this little unicorn sort of a palette, so I think that's quite sweet. I had obviously planned on using a few of these, and I really wanted to use the green palette, but apparently, you know, somebody had different plans. So it's a whole thing. Sorry for my skin. It just is what it is. So I think I'll go with the blue one. I mean, that's really pretty. So I think actually I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to pram my eyelids as I would usually do with my desk is a mess. Don't judge me. I'm going to use the NYX concealer, and I have a brush here. It's the Morphe M428 that I usually use to kind of pat it out, essentially. I see my mother at the window just cleaning things outside. That's not distracting at all. And actually, speaking of, these are some of the last days that I'm going to be in my parents' house, because I'm going back to Carlo in a few days. I've kind of pre-filmed a few things, so it's going to be a little bit confusing for you guys to watch. It's confusing for me to live. There you go. I'll be honest, like, I mean, it's going to be good for me, obviously, to get back to, like, living by myself. I'm a 30-year-old woman. Like, it's going to be good for me. But I am such an anxious person, and I've had a really rubbish week. I'm not going to go into it, but it's been so helpful having them around and just being so loving and caring. And I am a little bit nervous of going back to kind of not being without them, but like not having them immediately there. Like, that's going to be hard. So I'm using the Jessup 221 Luxe Soft Crease. I'm not doing anything wild or crazy because, I'll be honest, I'm tired. And I'm going into this shade here, the dark blue. It's quite handy. It comes with a mirror. I haven't had to peel anything off, so that is nice. So I'm just going to smoosh that on. Blues are always hard to formulate, so actually I'm kind of glad I'm getting to check that out. Yeah, I'm a little bit anxious, I suppose, about heading back to some semblance of normality. Well, that's going on nicely. My eyelids are a bit weird though. They kind of crease up in strange places. But I am a little bit nervous about going back to some semblance of normality because, you know, it's been a while, and I think I've almost, like, as awful as everything has been, I've kind of gotten used to this little cocoon of home and family and that immediate caring. So it's gonna be tricky, but at least I know I can go back, and I have that sort of flexibility, so I can't like whinge about it too much. How are you guys doing? How is everything going? It's been a strange old couple of weeks, hasn't it? That is going on pretty nicely. I mean, I definitely have some weird spots there. Sorry, Sarah's just after sneezing rather dramatically. Like it's fairly pigmented. I have some spots where it's not kind of laying down as kind of straightforward as I would like, but that could just be more my eyelids than anything else. Let's give the benefit of the doubt where we can. Also, dipped into the wrong shade. Apparently that's where I'm going today. I feel a bit bad for the makeup today because it's going to have to do a little bit more work, because I'm sure you probably are like, Teresa, you look haggard. I've been very stressed out with a couple of things that have been going on. Again, I'm not going to go into it, but it's impacted me on a really emotional level, and I'm emotionally exhausted, and my skin is getting the brunt of it. You can see I have dark circles here. It's been highly unpleasant, but that is not what we're talking about today. But just, you know, I'm like, this poor makeup is actually going to have to try a little bit harder than my general makeup to make up for these particular things. General makeup, Sergeant Eyeliner, at your duty or at your service. Can't even put words together. It's one of those days, and I'm going in with the same brush again, and I'm going into this shade here. I'm just going to kind of blend it out a little bit. I mean, they are blending out really nicely. Let's be real. Of course, I'm very excited about that shimmery shade. I'm all like, yeah, get on my eyelids. I'm very excited about that. There doesn't seem to be a wild difference in terms of depth of colour there. That would be my main critique here now. Like, I don't know what you guys think or if the camera is picking it up differently, but in reality, you can't really tell much of a difference between the two colours. When in the pan, obviously, they look quite different. Yeah, so it's not quite giving me the depth that I might necessarily like. Pretty looking palette, but it's more expensive than you would generally get from a Revolution like eyeshadow palette, which I think has confused a lot of people, myself included. And you know, even in my last video I was talking about those liquid multi-chromes, and I'll be honest, I am confused as to why they are as expensive as they are, and I don't think they're worth the money. Just in case you didn't watch the previous video, I'm linking it down below. You know, watch it, it's great. I'm very amusing. It's lies. I'm using the same brush again because I'm lazy. I'm going into this shade as well. I also washed my brushes last night. I don't know about you guys, like I hate washing my brushes, but the feeling of satisfaction when they are all cleaned, this is giving a nice level of depth. That's nice. I like that. I feel very frosty. But yeah, the feeling of having like new, well not new, but like cleanly washed brushes, beautiful, beautiful. Now that's giving me the depth I want. That is nice. That's performing really, really nicely. Like I said before, this isn't like oh, you're gonna learn lots of things and this is such an in-depth eye look tutorial. That's not it at all. I just want to test these things because if you're like me, you'll probably be fairly like, you'll be a lover of makeup. Thanks, Sarge. She's like brushing her whiskers against the umbrella lights. She's gotten up onto a couch to do so. But yeah, if you're like me, you're a lover of makeup, but I'm just going into this shade again just to add this here. But you may not necessarily have all of the expertise or may not be confident enough to be like, yeah, I can do sophisticated looks. And like, I am wonderful, but I think, you know what, I gave it a fair stab. But I didn't want to do anything complicated today because I was like, most of you guys are like me and are like, nah, makeup is just meant to be fun. I don't want to stress myself out with it. You know, let's just use it to experiment with and not do anything weird or wild or whatever. But yeah, that was a very convoluted way of me explaining why I'm not doing anything wildly interesting with it. Yeah, it's my get out of jail free card. And I'm gonna stick with it. I am gonna find now a nice like packing sort of a brush. I have my Jessup 226, my smudger. It's stained, not like it has been cleaned, but it is so beloved. Did you hear that? You alright? That was a very whingy cat. But it's so beloved that it is stained. Give me 2 seconds, I'm going to let her out. There. Even my cats want to escape me. It's emotionally very difficult. So I'm using my smudger and I'm going into that lovely sparkly shade. Now, as to how this is actually going to perform, we shall see. I'm not going to wet it first because I just want to see how it performs by itself, but I'm not averse to getting setting spray involved. So, oh, hello. Hello. Oh, okay. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. Hello. Hello. Oh, you are pretty. You are nice. I like you. We're gonna be friends. Oh my lord. What do you guys think? Do you think am I being overly dramatic? I mean, possibly. Like, look at that. That's actually pretty darn good. Well done. Well done, XX Revolution. And of course, you know, as I'm packing a bit more on, you can kind of see how it's kind of building it up in terms of intensity. So it's even like a buildable colour. That's nice. Well done, guys. well done. That sounded really condescending. I don't mean it in that way. Hopefully you guys know what I mean. Oh, I do like that. I think that is nice. Oh, well done, guys. Because, like, I often find issues with, like, sparkly, metallic-y, shimmery shades across brands. I find it very hard to find one that, like, performs really well. So when I find one that performs quite well, I'm like, ooh, I have to say I'm very impressed with this. And I mean, oh, sorry, I'm just like looking at it and I'm like, delicious. But when, particularly with a blue, when they perform well, I'm like, that is good, because blues are difficult. That's nice. That's built really beautifully. I just need to add a smidge more to just pack it, but I am very, very happy with that. Minimal fallout, I have to say as well. Well done. I am taking a Juvia's Place brush and I'm going into these two shades together. You know how I love mixing shades, because I'm that person. Where am I going off to? I'm just going to pack this on the corner here. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. You know, all the technical terms. I'm just going to blend. Like I said, it's not anything wild or difficult here. Now, I am planning on using those eyeliners. Now, obviously, I'm getting my video up much later than a lot of people. Oh, I'm also going to go into this shade as well, just to sparkle it out. Because it seemed to just take a while to get to Ireland. I mean, it is what it is. Everything is moving much more slowly than it generally would. So by no means is my video new and innovative or really adding much to the conversation. But I know that some people have had issues with the eyeliner. So actually when one of them didn't turn up, I was like, refund, thank you. So I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous about using them. Now, I talked to Rebecca. I'm going to link her down below because she actually did a video using XX Revolution. And I believe actually Elena has put up a video as well, so I'm going to link her. I haven't watched it yet. I'm so behind. But she was kind of saying they work a smidgen better if you, what is the word? If you put down a black liner. That's the one. I'll get there eventually. So I'm going to put down a black liner. Now, also bear in mind, oh God, I really love that blue. That is, I'm pretty much done. I always put the sellotape on my hand first, just to kind of get rid of some of the tackiness. Even though I'm quite tacky myself as a human being. But let's not get into that. I do need to do my nails. Very lazy. So I have a black liner here. I will find it. It's hiding in here somewhere. This is my tub of eyeliners, by the way. Don't judge me. Everyone has a tub of eyeliners. Like that's normal. And if you don't have a tub of eyeliners, I think you should get one. I fully support you in that. I'm using my Urban Decay Razor Sharp Liner, and it's in, I think, Perversion. Yeah, Perversion. So at this point, I am going to go a bit quiet. I will probably end up making this quite chunky, not because I necessarily want to, but because I'm not very good at these. But I will go a bit silent because this stresses me out. Cue music. So I've put down that as a sort of a base. Now, bear with me. Phew. So I have 3 of the liners here. I have Voltage, I have Volt, and I have Force. So I can't remember what sort of colours they are. Who even knows if they necessarily go with this, but smashing them onto my eyelids to see if this will necessarily work. Now, what I have heard is they have a very thin formula, so that does make me a little bit nervous. And some people have been saying, like, oh, if you shake it, it works a bit better. What I might do is actually swatch these first, just so we see. So this is Force. I mean, it's watery, but it's not too bad. And that's a kind of green to purple shift. Kind of can't see it because I have the lights on. Take my word for it. I'm very trustworthy. Next one then is voltage. No, it's actually not bad. There isn't much of a difference between the two of those, if I'm honest. So I'm like, Teresa, what were you thinking, you fool? What are you doing? Anyways, look, it's fine. I'm not going to be harsh on myself. I need to be nice to myself. That's what I'm telling myself anyways. So I have, which one now? Bolt. I have Bolt. So I got 3 of them. I had ordered 4, like I said, 1 didn't arrive. They must have forgotten to pack it. No biggie. Oh, that's very watery. That one is very watery. Yeah. So, yeah, it's more purpley. You can't really tell what sort of a shift it has. I'm nervous about that one. Like that one. Oh, that is so watery. I am not going to put that on because, can I be frank, I think I won't be able to salvage anything from that. So what I think I'll actually do is I'll go with the very first shade that I put on, which was Force. So let's go with Force. I'm going to put my glasses here because I'm cool. And I'm going to shake it again. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. You know? And here we go. Now for, I was going to say the big reveal. It's not a big reveal. You know what I mean. Whoop. There we go. Whoop, there it is. You can kind of see it there. It doesn't look bad. Like, it's... Do I think it's necessarily worth the money? No, I actually think what you could have done is, instead of necessarily going off, because I'm an idiot, going off and getting these things, I think if you have Duochrome eyeshadows already, you can just use them as a liner. Don't be a fool. Don't be like me. Be smart. Don't waste your money. Yeah. So obviously that's the eyes. Now, they didn't have, I mean, they had liners, but I was like pencil liners, but there wasn't anything that I necessarily really wanted from there, so I didn't bother with it. And there was no mascara, and anyways, I'll be honest, I'm not a big lover of mascara. But we do have foundation to try, and I think I might do like a wear test. I'm just using my Pixie, it's the Rose Flash Balm, and I like to use that as a primer. If you've been watching my project pan, you will notice that I put it into my project pan. Now, yes, I know that Revolution, XX Revolution, excuse me, had primers for sale, but I figured if I'm using a foundation that's new to me, I should use a primer that is tried and tested, and I know what it's like and how it interacts with my skin and how it interacts with foundations in general. And that is the narrative I am going with, and not I am lazy and didn't want to buy another primer, because I am still not convinced that primers are a thing. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. I also have the foundation, or not the foundation, the concealer that I tried already. So I'll be trying that again. This is the Glow Skin Foundation in FX 0.05. So I'm wondering if it has the same sort of dropper as the other one. I have a funny feeling it probably does. I am going to apply it with a brush because at the moment I am a brush gal. I have a tendency to do that. I go backwards and forwards on things. But I did get the creamy blushes, and I like to apply a cream blush using a sponge. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Don't judge me. I'm also not going to bother contouring today because I didn't get like any contoury things. So that's my excuse. I'm going to stick with it. I mean, it's a lovely looking package. Is it going to focus? Yeah, there's a pink. There we go. Oh, that's strange. Anyways, it's a lovely looking foundation. I think the shade should be okay for me. Let's... Oh, God Lord. That was hard. It's harder than it should have been, in my opinion. Oh, thank the Lord. It's a pump. Thank you. Because the last one, it stressed me out. So I much prefer the pump application. Pump. There we go. I'm going to use 2 pumps, FYI. I know I was pumping a lot there, but it was just, you know, to obviously get it in the channel. So, glasses off again. Primer has been on. Ooh, should I? Yeah, I should use a little bit of color correcting. This is my NYX sauce. Yeah, I know it's all very technical. It's like slapdash application. You're welcome. I think I'll do a wear test on this as well because I did it with the other one, and I think that'll be interesting. I used the setting powder, the luminous setting powder, and that was confusing to me, so I don't think I'm going to use that again today. I think I'll use maybe the elf powder, because again, that's a tried and tested one. I like that one. Or maybe the Laura Mercier. Who knows? Look, I'll do what I want. You're not my real mom, as Raw Beauty Kirsty would say. But I used to read her thing wrong all the time and call her Raw Beauty Kirsty, and it's like, no, Teresa, that is. Oh, by the way, this does smell much nicer. Reminds me a little bit of cucumber. I'm very chatty today, aren't I? My lord. I love that I said I'm very chatty today, and then I immediately stop talking. Yeah. How's this looking? Decent coverage. Ooh, it's covering my sins pretty well, isn't it? Or is that just me? Is that just me? I think it's covering it pretty well. Not mad. I am not mad. I'm going to put on an extra pump. Don't judge me. We're all friends here. Oh, why is it so hard? It's because you're not meant to twist it, Teresa. It's because you're not meant to twist it. You're just meant to pull it up. What is wrong with me? Anyways, so this is it. Try not to be too blinded by my beauty. I know it's very difficult. And I've of course tried the concealer again. I'm going to use it again and see how it works with this foundation. I liked the last day I was using it, which was like 2 days ago, FYI. But I would have put it up yesterday when you're looking at this. Time is a weird concept, isn't it? Yeah, that is nice. I wouldn't say it's particularly glowy, but I mean, I like it. But it's covering them fairly well. Now, I don't like putting concealer or anything on that sort of thing because that's sort of basic beat I am. I found it. It was hiding. It's here. I found it. I do look very ghostly, don't I? Ooh, it's the Ghost of Makeup Sins Past. This is the Conceal XX. It's in CX 0.1. I don't know why I keep putting these back into their boxes. Like, stop it, Teresa. Like, that's weird. Although if you do it, then it's cool. We're fine. So I liked the doe foot applicator on this. Ooh, that was such a satisfying pop. Just gonna put a little bit, or a lot of it apparently, down here. I like to use my Zoeva brush, which my mother gifted to me for my birthday. Thank you, Mama. And I do like it. It's really good at like buffing out your concealer. Just FYI, if you want a good concealer buffer brush. I am going to take my Laura Mercier because it's already like meant to be a glowy foundation, so I want to see just the extent to which it glows without adding on, say, my e.l.f. Halo, which is nice, by the way. Really recommend that. Elena turned me onto it because she is a queen. She is a queen. And if anyone says anything else, I will come for you. So I got the XX Revolution Ecstasy Cream Blush Palette, and it says Overload. It does look really pretty. I mean, look at that. That is nice looking packaging. If my camera will, there we go. That is nice looking packaging, is it not? It's pretty. It's pretty. So this is what it looks like. Oh, I have to say, so there are definitely ones there that I could use as like a creamy highlight, like these ones. That's nice. So I am, what am I going to go into? Okay, I've got to go into this shade here. They haven't shade names. What I like to do is usually pick up a little bit on like a sponge. This is my real techniques. I said a little bit and then I'm like, oh no, you picked up a lot, Teresa. Now that I'm looking at, oh Lord, that's a lot. What did you do? What did you do? Now that I'm looking at the foundation in the mirror, it looks kind of cakey. But I think maybe if I put powder on top of that, it might make it work a little bit better. This is now, by the way, usually how I put on cream blush, because I actually like cream blush quite a bit. I use the ColourPop one. God, look at my skin. It's looking so bad. Feels like that was a lot of blush. But I'm like, oh my god, in the viewfinder it actually looks insane, doesn't it? Hello, my name is Bozo the Clown, and I'm here to entertain you. I'm going to actually go off camera for just a little period of time, just to, like, I have to put on lashes and I have to do my brows, whatever. But I'll be back because we still have to put on like highlighter, and I'll show you the rest of it. I don't have any lip stuff. I'll probably use the Maybelline again because I'm basic and I love a red lip. But yeah, I will be back. Try not to miss me too much. I have returned and I lied. I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Please do forgive me. But I did actually end up doing a little bit of contouring. I used the ABH in the shade Mink, and I just put on some lashes, nothing huge. I used my solitaire ones. I keep using these, I really like them. I just am a fan of Eyeliner. I just think they're good. Yeah, I also, by the way, ended up using this stippling brush that came with the mystery bag. It's nice. Like, it is what it is. I used it with Laura Mercier powder. So I'm going to zoom you in on the skin because it doesn't look great, but I do want to also point out that my skin has been very, very problematic. So I don't want that to necessarily cloud things. I do like the eye look, let's be real. So if we're looking at the skin, do you see like it's kind of caked in on bits where there's like sort of dry spots and actual spots. So it doesn't look fantastic, but I don't think it looks awful either. Words are hard. I really like the eyes. That blue. The blue alone is worth that price as far as I'm concerned. I just think it's really pretty, in my opinion. So at this stage we have pretty much almost everything done, I think. And you'll probably be like, no, Teresa, you missed something. But if I did, I'm sorry. It's because I'm old and I'm decrepit. I actually think I might try this Makeup Revolution lipstick as well. And anyways, I got the XXposure Highlighter Multi-Dimensional Powder in the shade Echo. And I'm attempting to open it right now. So let's look at the packaging first. It's similar to, say, the eyeshadow palette. It's actually even similar in size. You know? I think it looks really pretty, really quite chic. You can kind of tell that this is their attempt to get a more luxe brand. And, oh, that's pretty looking. There's this little thing on it to protect it. There we go. That is nice. And that does look like it's going to be a shade for me. So, what I'm going to do before that, as I've said multiple times before, I like to use a setting spray before I put on a highlight, because I think it just kind of gives it an extra wabam. I know, very technical terms. And I'm using the Glow Fix with 2 X's because of course it's XX Revolution and they need to prove that point. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a shake and yeah. There is a nice smell to that, I think. But yeah, that's quite fresh. Although, who knows, my nose could be broken, so don't, like, not actually broken, but like, as in I can't smell things properly, who knows. So, I am now taking the shade Echo. I'm going in with my Sigma F04. Well, that's nice. It's not blinding, but it's nice. I'm like, when do I ever get a highlight that's necessarily as blinding as I want it to be? And then I look at it and I'm like, Teresa, you put on way too much highlight. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where do you think you're going? I'm like, I don't know. Nowhere. Lockdown. It's nice. Let's swatch it with the finger. And it's quite chalky on the finger. I wouldn't I wouldn't write home on that. I think there are nicer highlighters. Like, I'm really building that up to try and get it. It's alright. But when I turn it disappears. So Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think it looks? It is what it is. I've tried it. I also, like I said, this lipstick. God, my friend is doing weird things. Why aren't any of you pointing this out to me? They gave me the Pro Supreme lipstick in Venture. So again, gonna have to try and unpeel this. This is, oh, it's quite a brown. Like a brownie orange. It's coming off more orange on camera. So let me see, do I have a shade? Oh, actually this is a perfect shade to go with it because I do have to put a lip liner first. I am using the Lime Crime Velveteens in the shade Minx. So let's line my scrawny lips. Did I line with precision? No. Looking at the foundation again, I think it's nice. Like, I think if my skin is a bit better, it's going to look nicer, but I'm actually kind of glad I've had a slightly problematic skin while testing this, so you can kind of see what it can look like on different textures. So the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Oh, this is dry. This is not, you know how sometimes like with a bullet lipstick it'll feel moisturizing, and I'm looking at you, Charlotte Tilbury. That was gifted to me, the KISSING lipstick. That's lovely and moisturising. This, not so much, very dry. I mean, I like it. It's not bad, like. And I mean, it was free, so I can't have a whinge. Yeah, that is it. Essentially, that is the full look. It is now 4:40 in the afternoon. Do not judge me. I still have to like film my new makeup releases. So you've already seen this spectacular look. I won't be able to do a full 8-hour wear test, but I will do probably like a 6-hour or something and let you guys know what I think of it. So yeah, I will report back in due time. I do look very ghostly. Very ghostly. But it is what it is. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Hello friends, it is now 8:15 in the afternoon, night, who knows. And I've had this on for almost 4 hours now. When I was looking back at the footage, it was really weird in that I think maybe due to the lights, it was making the foundation look a lot more white on me than it actually was in reality. Because as you can see, it's actually a very good colour match to me. Like, I mean, I am actually genuinely that pale. So the last time I was trying the other foundation, not the glow one, but the other XX Revolution one, I'd noticed that there was a lot of wearing down around the nose. So I want to kind of show you where I am at that. It was almost at the exact same time point, so we'll have a little look. So you can actually see there's not really any, like, I mean, you can see all my pores, look at that. Don't mind the spot, isn't it fucking... Sorry, excuse me. Isn't it gross? Yeah, you can see there isn't really any wearing on that. The foundation is keeping pretty well. If you look at the concealer, it hasn't like really creased too much. I mean, it will crease a little bit because, you know, that's just how my under eyes are. And if you saw me earlier, I was very tired. You can see the eye makeup is holding up pretty well. That blue is quite special. But yeah, so as you can see, 4 hours later, it's still looking pretty good. Full disclosure, haven't really been doing much. I've just been sitting down editing new makeup releases. So yeah, that is my life. But I will check in again. Actually, I might even do an 8-hour check-in, just because that's my life. It will be like at midnight, so bear with me. But yeah, that's I will see you in like 4 hours, or in your reality, 2 seconds.
I'm back. It is now 12:30 at night. I know, I didn't think I would actually stay up this late, but there we go. I decided I'd give it a proper wear test, and I'm quite glad I did. It's funny, this foundation looks a lot more white, and it looks like it isn't a good shade match for me on camera, but in reality, it is like the right color for me. So I have a couple of things. Let's talk about the eyeshadow palette first. So I had was it the XXperiment or the X Exclusive? Yeah, the XXperiment, because the X exclusive is the blue one, or the purple one, sorry. So I had the XXperiment. Oh, Lord, there is a lot of kick up, by the way, in the pan once you use it. There you go. This is a very special shade. I really, really enjoyed that. I think it retails for about £10 to £12, which is a lot more expensive than you would expect for a Revolution palette. But the packaging is really nice. I think the one thing I would potentially change about this is that these two colours weirdly don't show up as being wildly different on the eye. This is very mindful to include. That's great for blending out, but I think these two weirdly just ended up being quite similar to each other. Shimmer shade, beautiful. I would happily recommend this. I think it's worth getting. Let me know if you want me to do a look with the purple palette, the exclusive. I'm still waiting on Revolution to get back to me about the XXversion palette that came broken. The blue palette came broken from Boots, but they replaced it like really quickly, okay, the liners. These are not made equally. The one that I have on was, I believe, Force, and that actually went on pretty well. But the purple one, which it's a pity that they're not like really clearly named, Bolt, I believe it was. Yeah, or Bolt or Voltage. Oh, I can't even remember. But the purpley one, that was very watery. I didn't apply it to the actual eye, but it was very strange. I do actually have to make a little bit of an adjustment in terms of, I had thought, bear with me, that, oh God, where did I even put it? Sorry, I haven't even cleaned this desk yet. I had thought that the, oh yes, there it is, right next to me. I had thought that the Glow Fix Luminous Setting Powder was the thing that was leaving like random sparkles of magenta glitter. It is not that, it's actually this, because I didn't use that today, but I ended up with the pinky glitter, and this was the thing that was common to it, which is the Glow Fix Brightening Fixing Mist. So, I mean, I don't mind, but I think it was a bit odd. It doesn't seem to pick up on camera, which isn't a big deal. By now I've had this foundation on, which is the Glow Skin Foundation. I much prefer the applicator than the other foundation. So if we look in terms of how it's actually staying, I'm going to zoom you in. Please do not judge my skin. It's in a weird spot at the moment. Let's be kind. So if we look at the nose, which was where I had an issue with the last foundation from XX Revolution, making it sound like I've tried many, it's stayed pretty well. It's gathered around about, the bits where I have really bad spots, but that's how that goes. And actually it's worn down an awful lot around where I have a spot here. That has come out really quickly, and it's gone a little bit around the chin. But in general, it's actually worn pretty well. But if you do have, like, say, like spotty skin or whatever, you may want to bring this with you to do a quick touch up. In terms of the concealer, that's wearing pretty well. I don't really have many lines underneath. I mean, my eyelids or under my eyes kind of creases anyway, but it looks pretty good 8 hours later. Yeah, I'm happy with that. What else did I have? I had the blush palette. My lord, this is very pigmented. So it was the Overload palette, and I just used one of the shades, bear with me. I used this one here. Lord, yeah, that one. Very pigmented. You have to go into that with a very light hand, or things happen. But I liked it, and I think of all of the things, probably one of the better value things. I like cream blushes. Now, that's not for everyone, so take it out with a pinch of salt. The highlighter, I got it in the shade Echo, which is a good shade for me. However, it's quite like chalky, and I did just put it onto my hand there. I'm trying to see if you can see it, but you can't. It's not a very good highlight. I do not think that that is worth the money. I would not recommend this. I think there's far better out there. No. Yeah, that wouldn't be for me. Then I also got this Revolution Pro lipstick in the shade Venture, which I know wasn't part of it, but it came like as part of the mystery bag, and that stayed on pretty well. Now I did just reapply before filming, but even up until then it had actually stayed pretty well. I just kind of reapplied just almost to touch it up ever so slightly, but the colour had actually retained pretty darn well. So all in all, there were definitely some hits, such as the blue eyeshadow and the concealer and the blush palette. Although I would say with the blue eyeshadow, a little bit more variation in the blues, but I loved the shimmer blue, and I think actually for that alone it's worth it. There were some shits. I would say I'm not 100% keen on this as a setting spray. I just don't like the kind of little bits of pink, like pinky magenta-y glitter. I just find that a bit weird. Definitely, I think the highlighter, not worth the money. Not worth the money. You could get a Wet n Wild one and it's much better for a fraction of the price. I don't think it warranted that. And then there's some stuff in between that is like, yeah, it's okay. Like, I think the foundation is generally all right, but it's a little bit cakey in places, and it doesn't wear the best. And bearing in mind that my skin is it is normal, it's not dry, it's not oily, it should actually wear pretty darn well on me. And if I'm having issues with that wearing at an 8-hour mark, and by the way, not doing much throughout the day, but I also had issues with the other foundation in terms of it wearing, it really slid off my nose, and I used the same primer throughout. So I would be a bit dubious about recommending that, because I think it is a bit more expensive. Like, I really enjoy the Revolution Pro CC Perfecting Foundation, which was gifted to me, and I actually think that has much better longevity, and I actually think this gives you a much better glow than this Luminous foundation, and it is a little bit cheaper. So yeah, that is my general 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cents on that. I probably do need to give this Glow Fix powder another try, because I had thought in my previous video that was the thing that was giving me the weird magenta look. But it wasn't. More fool me. But that is it. That is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. Is there anything else that you want me to try out? I want to play with more of the XX Revolution stuff to get more of a kind of a feel for it. I do really like the concealer. I think that's pretty darn good for a drugstore concealer, because they're usually a bit but yes, sorry, I will leave now because it is the middle of the night and I want to go to bed and contemplate my life choices. But that is it. I will see you guys in the next video. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Share my video, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, like, wrap it up, don't be gross. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Makeup, work for me today. You do all of the heavy lifting. Yeah, I'm not even putting the scissors in the right place. That is how blind I am. Where on earth did I put the concealer? Sorry, like, I can't even show you my desk because it is an utter, like, it's just chaos. If Elena saw this, she would not be happy with me, like, at all. She'd be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I love her and I don't want to make her angry at me. Where did I put it? Asper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost you know. No gonna find, looking at a... I don't even know the rest of the words. They are sealed. You need long nails, by the way, that are functional to open these, or if your nails are too extra and you can't get a grip, you are going to need somebody in your life to help you with that. So unfortunately, XX Revolution don't supply that. It's a difficult thing.